My missus said to me earlier, West Ham transfer news is a bit like buses. It goes a bit quiet for a couple of days, and all of a sudden, bang, it hits you. And I can't actually believe I'm saying this because I've just recorded a video regarding a transfer update regarding Sommerville, talking about Wan-Bissaka and all these things. And it's so quick. I literally was editing the video, about to put it out, and then the news is broken from EXWHUEMPLOYEE that a fee has been agreed for Summerville of Leeds and a personal term has been agreed. And in fact, a medical has now been booked for the player. It looks like we are going to be signing Summerville from Leeds. I can't believe it. When we first went in for this player, right, I genuinely didn't believe it was too concrete, mainly because we understood that Leeds are after about 40 million pound. They don't need to sell. And obviously he's a key player for them, etc., etc. I just didn't really see it. And when West Ham went in with 20 million, you thought, well, it's nearly half the price. They're never going to agree to that. And I just felt that it was one of those that West Ham are, exploring that position, going to put a few bids out for players like we tend to, and then see what sticks, So I personally, and I don't know, you may be different, you may feel differently and say, no, you believed it was going to happen. I didn't. I really didn't think too much of it. But no, I sit here and I say that West Ham have now agreed a fee for Summerville with Leeds United, all agreed, personal terms agreed, medical booked, and even chance that he'll be flying over to, well, they understand he'll be flying to America and will even there's a chance he'll be featuring on Saturday when we take on Crystal Palace out in Florida. I mean, talk about a quick turnaround. This is pretty remarkable stuff. Unbelievable. So Sommerville looks like he's going to be a West Ham player. I'm chuffed. I'm really pleased about it. I mean, a player we've seen in the Premier League as well before, caused us all sorts of problems. Did very well for Leeds, of course, last season, the Championship. And this is what we needed. We wanted a left winger. Obviously, Reece Nelson was the one. Reece Nelson was the one I thought West Ham would go for. I thought that was the one. Knowing the fact the player wants to move to West Ham, London, etc., etc., it felt that was going to be the deal we were going to go for. But no, Summerville, it looks like it's going to be a West Ham player. Of course, he's still got to complete his medical. He hasn't put pen to paper yet, but it's looking like that deal's going to get over the line. I'm buzzing, really am. I mean, what a day. Lewis Orford this morning, 5-year deal, Lewis Orford. I mean, I'm buzzing for him, buzzing for his family as well, because they're amazing blokes. His dad's fantastic, and he's, big West Ham family, and they deserve this. The player deserves. He works so hard. Got into England under 18s. He's their captain. This is the future. That's what West Ham want. The last thing we want to do is see these players go. So I think West Ham really accepted that they shut this all the air of their ways in allowing Orford to be part of those talks for John Duran. Aston Villa, obviously, we've now backtracked quickly on that. Got a deal sorted out for him, and I'm just chuffed. 5 years. I mean, now he can get his head down, just focus on West Ham. He's a West Ham fan, you know what I mean? That is every lad's dream. I mean, that really is. It's what you dream of. I mean, so I'm absolutely buzzing for him. So it's brilliant news. And Sommerville signing as well. Let's quickly talk about the other things. I have done this video already. I've done it already. So I'm going to go over what we talked about earlier, but obviously I had to change this because of the Sommerville news. And Wan-Bissaka, it's going to be interesting whether he features tonight for Manchester United. They're playing a friendly. As far as we understand it, talks are really progressing now for Wan-Bissaka. We do feel that deal is very close to being completed. But having said that, not yet. You know what I mean? And it's Man United. I've always got this, West Ham and Man United. We don't have any good history of dealing with them. I find anyway, last few years especially. So I'm not going to sort of hold my breath on it. But as far as we understand it, before the Sommerville one, this was the one that was closest that I was told earlier. So the fact now Sommerville's done is, fantastic. When I say done, agreed. And the player's now going to be sorting out his medical. But Wan-Bissaka, I'm fairly confident something's going to happen there. But as I say, it would be kind of a bit telling if he features for Manchester United tonight in a friendly. He could well be on the bench, but whether he plays, I don't know. So, that we'll find out a bit later. As far as we understand it as well, I'm just looking at the notes here from EXWHUEMPLOYEE. Duran situation, the offer's still on the table. We're still waiting for Aston Villa to come back with an improved position on him. West Ham have basically said to him, that's the best you're going to get out of us. We're walking away, and we have walked away from that deal at the moment. But we do feel that it's not gone yet, that something could happen. But Villa haven't yet made contact. But Villa need to sell. Villa need to sell the player. The player wants to move. They want rid of him. I think the fans want rid of him. It does feel like, surely if it's only a couple of £1 million apart and get something can be sorted. But at this stage, no, nothing has been dealt with there. And it's left West Ham Füllkrug of by Borussia Dortmund. Obviously the German international. He's got a couple of goals in the Euros. He's been, been a wonderful player for them, and he's been someone that West Ham have actually eyed before previously. We have been interested in the player, but as far as we understand it now, those talks are really progressing. It does feel like he actually could become a West Ham player now. I felt it was always a case that West Ham are going to go for that deal with the hope that Villa were going to come forward for Duran and lower the fee. But whether to say they both won't come to West Ham, I'm not sure. I just don't know enough at the moment yet. But this Füllkrug deal does feel like something could happen. I think I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, people are going to let me know very quickly. That always seems to be one I get pulled up on quite quickly, is my pronunciation of names. But Füllkrug is what I'm going with. So, yeah, Sommerville's obviously the one we really want to talk about. There's also offers still on the table for Todibo of Nice and Fofana of Monaco. Really interesting, this, because when you think of Juventus, AC Milan, these monster clubs, you think, well, we haven't got really much chance when it comes to trying to compete with them for players. But the thing is, football has changed so much in terms of finances in recent years. And the Premier League now has just got so much more financial muscle than these other leagues. And West Ham have more muscle than these teams than we just do. And it's just the way it is. So effectively, West Ham have gone into Nice and gone, bang, there you go, £35 million. Go on then, Juventus, go and cough it up the same. And they're struggling to do it. They're clearly struggling to do it because it's been, what, 2-3 weeks now? Nothing's happened. And as far as we understand, Nice are getting very frustrated. They've got an offer on the table from West Ham. They've accepted that offer. The player wants to move to Juventus. He will probably go there. You know, you'd imagine so. If I was a betting man, that's what I would say. Same for Fofana with AC Milan. But it's not guaranteed. And as I say, X has already reported these things are not dead yet. They're not dead. They're still bubbling away in the background. You never know. So it's been a really busy day, and it does feel now things are really ramping up. But Summerville of Leeds, fee agreed, personal terms agreed, medical booked, and he could well be playing on Saturday against Crystal Palace. I mean, it's a pretty remarkable turnaround, and obviously the big highlight today. And I might be being biased because I've spoken to the family before, who are amazing. But I'll tell you what, I'm sure everyone found to join me in saying, I mean, Lewis also signed a 5-year deal is pretty amazing news. So yeah, come on, you Irons.